What up, guys? It's Dr. Vic here as we're on day 20. This one is probably something you may have heard before, right? A lot of people speak about this. I mean, there's a ton of personal help, personal development, self-help. They all talk about this. This is not something that's new, really, but for a lot of people, it may seem that way. And that is creating a morning ritual. Now, when I say morning ritual, I do not mean getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, flossing, going to have coffee, going to the bathroom, brushing your hair, taking a shower. That's not a morning ritual. A morning ritual is, what do you do to energize your mind and your body? What do you do to prep yourself for the day? What do you do to sharpen the knives every single day to get you ready to show up to be the best version you possibly can? What do you do to become more resilient to life that you're going to be facing? Because when you wake up first thing in the morning, you really don't know how things are going to go. Most of us don't. And even if you think you do, you really don't, for majority of that. But the thing is because how do you prepare for something? How do you get ready for the day? How do you get your mind and your body and your heart? We'll add that in too. So morning rituals, they're things like, for example, for myself, my morning ritual is very extensive. It's something that I've been doing now over 1,000 days in this recording, consistently. I haven't missed, and that's no BS there. Meditation and breathwork. Now, these other things change based on what I'm working on and what I'm trying to get to here, because life will kind of bring it up to me with things like affirmations or journaling, automatic writing, reflection work, things along those lines. I'll add into the mix. These are things that I'll do to empower my mind and get me centered and ready. And then I take certain supplements every day that I'll have, besides my other supplements, that help improve my mind and help give it nourish it and get me ready, get me in this zone for the day, so that I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take on my day and do what I have to do. And so that's something I'll do. And then in workout, I don't do my morning ritual, but I do it later because I like to have a little bit of fuel in my body, and I like my body to be moving for a little bit already. I noticed that my workouts are at its best in mid-afternoon, right around lunchtime. For me, it just works. So I used to do it in the mornings. It didn't work out for me. I moved it to lunch and it works wonderful. But these are things that you want to do. How do you empower your mind? How do you take time for you? Tony Robbins will say, what's your power hour? And a lot of other people will say, what's the moment that you need to get yourself recharged? I will talk about some of these things in a tip to come. But it's one of those things. How do you center yourself, in other words, and how you prep for the world? Right. One of the things I started adding into, I've been saying this for over a year, and things were just not clicking. And finally it happened. I practice something called cryotherapy, which is, Wim Hof method is where I've learned this from. And it's basically going in cold plunging water. Now, I also do heat therapy too, which is the opposite of cold, but it has the same benefits in the sense of challenging your mind through an intense situation. And what it does is it stresses your nervous system, and you have to figure out ways how to handle that stress when you go into it. So when you jump in the water that's like 35, 40 degrees, that's cold, and then it's a shock to your system. But what I do is I have to practice breathing techniques and center my mind and not pay attention to the feelings of what I have and just center myself. And from there, it builds my resiliency to handle stress. I do the same thing in heat. I use infrared. I get up to about 140, 150. That's not as intense as going in the sauna as I used to at over 200 degrees. But infrared penetrates way deeper into the body. And so what happens is after about 10, 15 minutes being in there, it's actually sometimes even worse for me than that. So it's ways I challenge myself. And I do this every morning. I challenge myself so that I can be resilient more, because it's sharpening the knives. I don't ever want to not be able to handle stress, so I'm always sharpening my knives. What's your morning ritual that you want to add? If you don't have one, throw a meditation and throw some breath work. Google some of these things. I wrote a book called The Walk in the Dark. Get the copy of the book and understand a shift in perspective of the darkness, but I'll share meditation and breath work in there, and I share about 10 to 11 different ones, and I give you even the neuroscience behind it to prove to you this is how it works from a neurological perspective, and this is how it's going to transform your life. So you have the raw science there, so you know exactly how that works. So check it out. Get into a morning ritual. It will transform your life like it has done for me. I've had morning rituals for over 12 years, and on and off, I'd do them really strict, and I wouldn't, and then I would, and I wouldn't. And then I made a commitment in 2017, 2017, I said, I'm going to commit and not miss any of it. And I haven't since. And now it's kind of hard to, like my body has a knee-jerk reaction when I forget to do something in the morning. Like let's say I may have woke up late. And I didn't get a chance to do my stuff. For some reason, I will find time throughout that day to get it done. So practice. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. Hey, even more important, if you have a morning ritual, share below. Love to see what you guys do, because I know everyone's so uniquely different, and I just love the variations of what people do. Until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow.